Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. Sunday college basketball action. We've got an ACC battle between two former Big East teams, Syracuse and Boston College. And Preston, boy, I used to love the Big East, being a Pitt guy and watching all, that was, to me, was my favorite tournament. The problem was those teams were always so physical during that Big East tournament. I think it killed them moving forward into the Big Dance.
Unless you were UConn. Was that back when they were in the Big East still?
Yeah.
And they did the big round with Kemba Walker. That was the one time where you just kept thinking they wouldn't.
They wouldn't do it. They kept
anyway.
doing it. Yeah. But these teams, I mean, you watch some of the games, especially a team like Syracuse that really, they bang the boards, they play tough defense, and, it becomes a physical game. And, Louisville, same way when they were in there. But I'm looking at this one here. ACC, you've got Syracuse. They are peaking at the right time. I mean, you always talk about you want to get hot in February to set you up for March. And this is a team that's gotten better. Probably a lot of it had to do with the coach coming back from the suspension and getting that continuity with the system again with him. And they're playing some great defense. If you look at this Syracuse team, going into tonight, we're taping on Thursday, guys. They are playing tonight. They're in action against Florida State. So always a little dicey whenever you're making a pick when there's a game out there to be played before you're there, because it can affect the line for Sunday. If Syracuse would blow out Florida State tonight, you're going to see a little bit of movement in the line on Sunday. But going into tonight, they've won 6 of their last 7 straight up, 5 of 7 against the spread. And you can put the surge and attribute it right to the defense. This team, they've held 5 of their last 7 opponents to 39% or less from the field. And when you got a team like Boston College that they just, if you've watched them play, it's painful to watch them play at times.
Unless you watch the North Carolina game. Where's the one time?
Where did that game come from? And as a handicapper, what do you do when you see a team have that one game out of nowhere? What do you make of it?
It's tough. To be completely honest, it would be hard for me to bet their next game, just either way. I think it's, okay, did something click, something come together? Are they going to be playing better now going forward, or was it completely fluky? I actually backed them against Louisville right after the Louisville news came out. I got an early number that was really good. It was like 23, and I think it closed around 20.5. I thought it was fine. They cut it to like 15 or 13 with 8 minutes left, and then Louisville won by 30. So they're dead to me. I'm not going to touch their games for a while.
Dead to you.
But I think really, though, trying to look from a neutral perspective, I'd probably wait and see their next game or two and see, okay, is Boston College improving or not before I try to jump in. But
yeah, to me, when I see that one game and they have that, big game like that and they take a team to the limit, it's more of a combination of, was that their Super Bowl, so to speak? And was North Carolina looking right past them? And then all of a sudden you wake up and you're in a ball game. And either way, I look at it and say, how does Boston College match that same intensity? And this is a team that's lost 11 games in a row. When you come that close as a 20.5-point underdog, I just don't see them picking themselves up off the mat. And now you got Syracuse coming in, and Syracuse does have Louisville up next. So you could say this is a look-ahead spot for Syracuse because they already played Boston College at home. They blew them out. Now, if they would have blew them out on the road and then playing them again at home, I would be more fearful of the look ahead. But the fact that they're on the road, you tend not to look past the team as much. And then you got the warning call. You look and say they almost beat North Carolina, so we can't take them for granted. And then
they're playing for a tournament spot, too. I mean, they can't lose these games and expect to get in.
Absolutely. And a team like Boston College that has absolutely no shot at anything, the only thing they got to look forward to is, if they can get into the get into the conference tournament and pull a miracle, which, is not going to happen. But I like this one. I don't like laying points on the road, especially you're looking at a team, Syracuse, that generally – history-wise hasn't been a good margin team. They play a lot of ugly games with their defense. But offensively, they've been scoring more points this year. And that defense is super good like it's always been for Syracuse. I think they can get separation in this game. And I'm looking, because of the close game the other night, I'm hoping Vegas brings this out single digits. I'm looking at it to be in the neighborhood of 9 or 10 on Sunday. And if I get a number 10 or less, that's a buy sign. I got to look at Syracuse here, and I got Syracuse winning by 13 or more. Anything you want to add in there?
No, I think we covered it on that game. I think it'll be interesting tonight. I think it's a good sign for you getting a number in single digits. They're only 2.5, 3-point favorites at home to Florida State. I think they're probably going to cover that number if anyone gets a hold of this before that game starts, which probably won't happen. But, yeah, hopefully that game stays close and you get a pretty good number Saturday.
Yeah. My worst case scenario would be a Syracuse blowout tonight, and that would affect the number on Sunday. Hey, guys, don't forget, if you're new to WagerTalk, you can get a $50 signing bonus. After your first purchase of $12 or more, just email support@WagerTalk and give them your username, and within 24 hours, we'll put $50 in your account to use any way you want. That's the signing bonus for signing up at WagerTalk. And don't forget, every Tuesday at WagerTalk, it's $2 Tuesday. We feature one capper, offer his best bet that day for just $2. It's a great way to introduce yourself to a new capper or just introduce yourself to WagerTalk. Check it out every Tuesday, $2 Tuesday. We'll be back with more here at WagerTalk.com.